Good morning, traders. This is Payroll with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:49 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, January 8th, 2021. We made it through the first week of 2021. What do you say? So, non-farm payroll today. Overnight session, the range for the ES is 25 points even so far. And what can we say? Another day, another new all-time high. So, again, we talked about this yesterday. Don't read into what's going on with civil disobedience into what you think is going to equate to price action on the stock market, right? So, my PSA again today is when you see something that goes on, no matter what it is in the world, you have to ask yourself, what does that do to the earnings potential of any company that's in the stock market? And if the answer is there's a lot of them, either, it's better for it or a lot of them it's worse for it, there's your answer. So as we look at really the single prints from yesterday morning, I'll hit this on the ES now. We're looking at 37.87 half as the high of the box and 37.84 as the bottom. So getting that, taken back below that, really still leads you to these highs that was from Monday, and then another high that was from yesterday. Like, those are equal highs. So I think really holding above basically 37.70 plus or minus 2 points is really going to be key going forward in this session. If we get a deeper pullback, breaching that area, right, I'd be a little bit more bearish. After it breaches, popping back above it, I would then watch where these single prints were, and I would be watching that lower end of it, that 37.84. You could, play in between there, but you should expect resistance there until proven otherwise if we drop. Giving you that was more of a slightly bearish stance, but not much of one. Looking at the bullish case, right, you're just looking at floating higher. If we level 4As at 38.76, I don't think we'll get all the way up there today, but you have to understand that would be perfectly within the norm of reasonable trading action today if it did. So, looking at all the indexes, we can see that we had similar single print boxes on the NASDAQ and the Dow as well. For the NASDAQ, that box is going to be at 12,839.75 to 12,868.75, and same scenario that I laid out for the ES, right? And then for the Dow, that is going to be 3,905 to 3,909. And then one thing that we can also watch is sorry, I was into something else. One thing that we can also watch today are these points of control, right? So we had 37.95 was the point of control yesterday. The point of control from Wednesday's session is all the way down at 37.40. That was an untested node. So if we do start breaching below there, right, and that 37.70 plus or minus 2 points doesn't hold, right, it should end up taking us back down very close, if not to it, on this 37.40 level. So to the downside, those are the targets that I'm looking at for the for the ES. There's really not too much to say. You're going to have to just see how the market opens up once the institutional traders come in at 9:30. I think you can see that this 8:30 to 9 o'clock bar, one thing that I will watch on non-farm payrolls is I'll watch the high and the low of that first 30 minutes and consider that bar itself a chop bar, and I want to see it either break above or break below that zone. You could just draw a box around that and extend it to the right on all these indexes today and see, 3 to 4, obviously 4 for 4 is better, But 3 of the 4 being above or 3 of the 4 being below that first 30 minutes, right, is going to be more of a potential trend for the day. Um, Otherwise, it's still just status quo until the 20th, and then the market wants to see, how big can the stimulus be? So my title of the video today was non-farm payroll is bad news good. So it was a horrible print this morning, right? The market should be tanking, but the market also knows that there's a higher likelihood now of whatever stimulus the next administration was planning will probably be now bigger. So I hope this helps. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Trade with your stops. But I think today will be a fairly easy read if you watch those first 30-minute ranges. And again, after you fall below that first 30-minute range, if 3 of the 4 end up back in them again, it should be a squeeze to the other end of that first 30-minute range. You guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday.